After 10 years of trading crypto, these are the only tips that still matter. Most crypto advice is useless. You need to understand cycles and market structure. So let's get started. So the first thing to know, crypto is different from other asset classes. Mostly it goes down, but it still traditionally moves with risk on assets. This is a weekly chart of Bitcoin. What you'll find is the market cycles are very similar for the Nasdaq and also tech stocks. So other risk on assets tend to have similar market cycles. And the other thing is that these tend to be around 4 years. That hasn't really changed. Now, every single cycle is different. Every bull market and bear market is different. But broadly, you can call these market cycles. And actually, if you stuck to this thesis in this last cycle, you would have done a lot better than a lot of people who were bullish the last 6 to 12 months and have likely been burnt now. Next thing to know, during a particular cycle phase of 4 years, during this particular period, different altcoins move and peak at different times in that 4-year period. Some will have their bull cycle early in that period. Some will do nothing for the first half and then they'll move late. And for you as a trader, identifying this really helps because it means you can rotate capital. And if you rotate capital, you can get more gains then. This can help massively because this injective move, you could take advantage of this at the beginning and then you can rotate capital into something that moved later on in the cycle. This is Pengu, for example. It didn't exist back in 2023, but it was one of the late movers in the cycle. This is actually moved at the beginning half of last year. Again, a reminder, the reason it's so key is if you know where you are in the cycle, then you know what to expect. And it wasn't only me, a lot of people were calling for a bear market mid to late last year. And that's exactly what's happened. But the signs were there for months. It wasn't a sudden top either. And again, that just comes with some experience. Next thing, within crypto, you've got different assets, different options. You can buy spot, which means you buy the underlying asset. So for example, Bitcoin below. Or you've got perpetuals trading, so perps, where you can go long or you can go short, but you're not actually buying the underlying asset. You're just buying the price really. And you can even predict, for example, in a short trade, that I think the price is going to go down. So you'll make money in a bear market, for example, or any move down. You can trade meme coins. You can trade NFTs as well. And my advice, if you're a beginner, is to look at any of these, is to learn from YouTube and then start trading. I don't believe in paper trading because I think the emotions are very important when it comes to trading. Rather than paper trading, just taking smaller positions. If you take small positions, then you limit your losses, you limit your risk, and then start in that way. And you can do that with a small position in virtually anything in crypto now. Next, setting up trades in crypto. So let's say you're trading perps. So I would recommend platforms, for example, like MEXC. I'll link it below. And let's say, obviously you're aware now it's a bear market for Solana, for example, and you want to set up a trade. The first thing, again, it goes back to cycles, is to understand where we are in the cycle. So we're in a bear market. So because we're in a bear market, the prevailing trend is down. If the prevailing trend is down, the better setups are actually on the short side, not the long side. You can always think that every single next swing low is the bottom and the bottom is in, but you don't want to do that because that's not smart trading. That's not trading with your probabilities. Now, if you go on YouTube or X, you'll see it's filled with people calling the bottom and stuff. And there's a reason for that. And let's just touch on that because that's another issue in crypto that you need to be aware of, especially as a beginner. So if you just type in altcoins on X, you'll see loads and loads of bullish posts. The reason for that is that bullish posts on crypto have always created more engagement. They're positive. People will like them more because they obviously want their bags to go up. And what the influencers have realized is if you just make bullish posts, even if it's complete retarded rubbish, it doesn't matter. It just helps the growth of the account. So they'll continue to do that. So you have to be careful as a viewer and as a trader who you're following. You can still watch these videos, but you have to understand that they're going to be blindly bullish regardless. So you're not really going to learn much if every single video they're calling for an alt season. Eventually, yes, they'll be right. But this is only when you've been completely burnt anyway. So on X and on YouTube, be very careful what you're watching. Try and watch people who give kind of a balanced view, people who are more experienced traders and have read the market reasonably well. That will help you and you'll learn more. Okay, so let's say we're going to set up a trade. We understand the prevailing trend. The next thing you need to learn is market structure. Very, very useful. So basically all of the move down, you need to understand what all of this means. So learning more about how to chart common technical patterns, like for example, flag patterns, wedge patterns, head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms. These are all very, very useful when it comes to trading. Basic support and resistance doesn't really work. And actually, the basic TA is used as a trap because beginner traders are very, very easy to trap. For example, even just on this Solana chart, you can see if this was a resistance level, before the move down, what did they do? They actually pushed the price up and it broke through resistance. Now for basic TA, this would suggest it's a bullish setup, but actually it was a trap back down. And if you understand some of the basic traps, so you understand beginner mindset when it comes to trading, you can take advantage of this. You can see that this is looking very choppy and corrective, and if we break through here, it's actually better to take a short. Now trading is probability, so you're not always going to be right, but the best traders are actually wrong most of the time and still make a lot of money. It's because of how they assess their risk and reward when they're taking a trade. For example, taking a long here anyway at the top of a range is bad from a risk perspective, because where is the price? How low can it go before you say that you're wrong? You can put your stop at the bottom of the range, but then all of this is your risk. Whereas if you're taking a short here at the top, it's very easy to manage your risk tighter. So your risk to reward is a lot better. So for example, if I was risking 10 points or $10 or 10 whatever to make 40 or 50, this is a really good trade. The risk reward has to always be in your favor. If that's in your favor, that's a tick. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, because over a period of time, these trades will build up and help your account. This is just an example. If you want loads and loads of trade setups for perps trading, comment below and let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video so far. So to sum up this part, when setting up a trade, you need some sort of system or method of analysis. Pick one, learn it, implement it. And you need to learn this yourself. Signal groups are not going to help you here. You need to learn to trade, and it's a life skill. And the good news is, whatever you learn here on this chart, if I go to one of the tech stocks now, it's the same. Like the analysis you're doing is exactly the same. The setups are exactly the same. The traps are also the same. Now, because this is a probability game, like we're on Tau here at the moment, if the probability is not in your favor and the price is just in the middle of nowhere, then it's time to sit on your hands. Don't take a trade. That's a common beginner trap. Just over trading. You don't need to do that. If you wait for a good setup, you'll do much better overall, because there's Pareto's law with trading. So basically 80% of your best kind of gains will be from 20% of your trades. Actually, my experience is more like 95-5. And it's the opposite. Like your biggest losses, 95% of them might only come from 5% of your trades. So how do you take advantage of this? You have to be very, very careful with your risk. You can't be careless with this. And also when you're winning a trade, you have to let it run to maximize your profits. What beginners do is they'll take a trade, and let's say it's a long trade and it goes up a little bit. So they're risking 10. As soon as they've made 10, they'll just close the trade. But you can't do that, because the times when you're right, it has to be 3x or 4x multiplied by your risk, because you're going to get many, many losing trades as well. But every time you lose, if you're only losing 10, 10, 10, that's a lot better. And don't ignore TA. A lot of people just say, oh, it's random lines on the chart. There's some issues with that. First of all, you have nothing else to go on. And secondly, the TA is it's not predictive. It's not like, okay, based on this TA, I think it's going to go here. Yeah, there's an element of that, yeah. But it's to help you with the setup. It's to do a setup that actually makes some sense. So for example, as Tau was moving up, you see an impulsive move here, and you see a lot of sideways correction. You see some higher lows forming here. So on anywhere here, you could take a long, and you could put your risk just below these swing areas, these swing lows. So you know you're managing your risk. So because of TA, I know this is a good setup. Now, it might go up to here and fail and go back down. That's okay. You can break even or take a small profit there. Or it will run and you could do very, very well. But because I understand TA, I know that's a good setup. Whereas people who don't do any TA, what they'll do is they'll see the move already go up and they'll just randomly buy here and hope for the best. And the problem with that is your risk is all of this, and also you don't know where the end point is. Where would you take profit? So you have to learn some TA. So it can save you from bad setups, but also set up some insane moves. Because when crypto does move back up, and some coins will, the TA will help you choose which ones are stronger. And again, one bad trade can wipe out weeks, days, weeks of hard work. So don't be careless. Don't be trading when you're just bored. And don't do a trade when you've not really fully researched it. Once you get to know one kind of asset class within crypto really well, like let's say it's meme coins, perps, NFTs, whatever it is, just stick to that. And if you're consistently making money, you don't need to change anything else. If you get to know one very well, it can keep you printing money. And that's the good thing about crypto markets. In general, they're 24/7. They're never really closed, so you can keep trading. But again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. Understand where we are in the market cycle. Volumes are low, volumes are very thin, moves are getting very choppy now. So for example, if we zoom in to Solana here in just this period from February, so this has been many months now, this is very, very hard to trade. Now, very experienced traders can trade this and do very well. And I'll show you in another video how I did that during this period. But it's very difficult. Whereas when Solana was now trending, this is a trending period. We have trending periods and we have sideways periods. Now, in sideways periods, you can do range trading. So you can short the highs of the range and you can buy long the lows of the range. But that's harder. When we're trending, so we're going up in a staircase or down in a staircase, these are the easiest times to make money. Because obviously you only make money when we go vertical from this point up or this point down. If it's sideways, you're not making any money. It's actually the market makers, the exchanges, they're making all the money because you keep getting stopped out of your positions. And nothing happens. Your money's tied up here and over months, nothing's happened. It's just gone sideways. So you can't rotate your capital faster either. So if you can, just as a basic beginner, identify times when there's trends and when there's not trends, you're already ahead of probably the majority of beginner traders. I'll leave it there for now. But like I said, if you want more on this, more TA advice, tips, how to use momentum indicators, how to assess market structure, comment below and I'll do more videos about that. Thanks for listening.